the March 26, 2024 regular meeting of the Ocoee Code Enforcement Board. Please stand for the invocation by Member Schultz and the Pledge of Allegiance by Member Lewis.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Be seated.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Mears, can we have a roll call to verify quorum, please?
Chair Vander,
Present.
Member Lewis,
Present.
Member Mann is absent, Member Brennan,
Present.
Member Schultz,
Present?
Member Smaldon,
Present.
and our new member, Member Fernandez. Present. Quorum is met.
Thank you, Mr. Mears. Can we have a swearing in of the officers now?
Please raise your hand. Do you and each of you swear and affirm testimony you're about to present shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Does the city have a consent agenda?
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. I'm Doug Gaines, Assistant Director of Support Services, Acting Director of Support Services. We have 3 for in compliance, and that's 2023-03363, 2023-00281, 2023-00387, and we do have 1 for continuance, and that's 2023-03276.
Thank you. Mr. Gaines?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Member Lewis?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to move that we accept the supplemental and consent agendas as presented by the city.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor but made by Member Lewis and seconded by Member Fernandez.
Yes.
Thank you. To accept the consent agenda as presented by the city. I'd like to take a vote. It'll show up on your screen here. All those in favor say yes. All those opposed, no. I don't have a voting thing.
We are missing one person to
here
press
it
it. There we go.
There it is.
Computer?
Okay. It passes unanimously.
Computer
Motion carries.
or HDMI staff?
There we go.
All right. Let's see here. At this time, it's the citizens' comments section. We'll open it up for a minute.
You tried.
I think we're going to be closing this here pretty quickly. All right, thank you, citizens. All right, our first case of the evening is Officer Loeffler.
Good evening. Case number 2023-02819 is 1223 Barranova Road. It involves construction without permits. They were applied for but rejected, causing this to remain a no permit issued case. On August 22nd, 2023, the Ocoee building inspector is performing routine inspections on 2 other permits at other addresses on the same road. Did observe work without required permits. Driveway pavers, carport shed, and a rear yard alteration. On September 11th, 2023, this officer sent out and posted a violation notice for violations of Ordinance 5113, and that's regarding not having permits for doing construction. and specifically the staff's notes, exceeding max lot 50 ISA, not meeting the minimum open space requirements since their entire backyard is void of grass, sod, or ground cover, exceeding 50 ISA in the front yard for vehicular area, encroachment into the 2-foot ISA setback along the side yards, encroachment into the 5-foot utility easement along the side yards, and 7.5-foot UE on the rear yard. The notice provided a reasonable time frame until October 1st, 2023, to remove the unpermitted driveway pavers, structures, and return the original condition of the property, or obtain approved, issued, paid, and in possession building permits from the City of Ocoee Building Department. On September 26, 2023, the owners did submit a permit for paver driveway with approach. However, it was rejected during the review with 8 key comments. They were missing an updated survey. All detached accessory structures had to be 5 feet away from any other setback lines, a whole host of things. The case was set for presentation before this board. However, the holiday as agenda prevented the hearing date until February of 2024. On that hearing date, the owners arrived at the hearing wanting to plea a case allowing the construction due to a handicapped family member. It was then explained that this was a violation and penalty hearing, and that they should contact the building and zoning departments to initiate a variance hearing of some type. And the case was continued until this March hearing date, which would allow for that. It should be noted that the hearing notices for both February and March were posted and sent out certified service, with the owners having arrived at the February hearing and advised of the continuance to this hearing. As of this date, no revised permits have been applied for or issued. This officer did observe some cut, removed cement or pavers in a pile along the side of the house, but the status of compliance requirements has not been demonstrated to our code or building staff and remains unknown, rendering it still in non-compliance. The city is recommending a compliance time frame of 30 days for the property owner to coordinate with the building and zoning departments to establish compliance either with removal of the unpermitted stuff or permit issuance. And a fine amount of $25 per day for every day not in compliance with any orders the board might issue. I got some photographs. That's part of the driveway, and you can see that the driveway goes off to the right. And that's the paver driveway that goes all the way to the setback, the property line. That's probably from the property appraiser's office with the carport and accessory building in the backyard. And I believe they're here to speak.
We are,
Okay.
but I would like to find out,
Yes, sir.
what's the problem?
There's no permits for everything they've done.
First, sir, can you identify yourself and
Should I still fill this out?
thank you, sir.
We did not hear the whole argument before we got here.
It's okay.
Can you refresh us?
Yeah.
All right, thank you.
Basically, did you saw the pictures I put up there?
No, I see them, they're very beautiful, very nice property.
Yes. Basically, the case originated from the building inspectors looking at 2 other permitted things on the road and saw what had been done at this property.
Okay,
So they did apply, they listed it as accessory structures, carport, paver, surfaces. And specifically, it's pretty in-depth, but exceeding the max lot 50 ISA, not meeting minimum open space requirements since entire backyard is void of grass, sod, or ground cover. Exceeding max 50 ISA in the front yard for a vehicular area, encroachment into the 2-foot ISA setback along the side yards. I'll give you a copy. Encroachment into the 5-foot utility easement along the side of the yards.
Okay.
And 7.5 on the rear yard. So basically, they were supposed to apply for a permit for all that stuff or remove it.
And
They did apply for a permit for a driveway with approach. That was rejected for 8 reasons. And not by me, but by the
what are the
zoning.
reasons? What are the 8 reasons? What are the 8 reasons, please?
They're right here. Staff estimates your property is at 91.2% impervious. This is 82.4 above the 50% allowed for the property. Impervious surfaces and structures are not allowed in easements.
Justin,
There's a
who is that guy?
7.5-foot utility easement along the rear of your property.
If and when he
5-foot
talks.
utility easements along the sides of your property. If these easements were to be vacated, a process which requires 2 public hearings and ultimately city commission approval, not this hearing, but a different kind. Pedestrian and vehicle pathways are not allowed within 2 feet of any property line, depending on the size of any structures. Even if the easements were approved to be vacated, there are still setback requirements off the property line. Impervious materials are not permitted within the city's right-of-way. These areas must be restored back to sod. Vehicular parking area cannot occupy more than 50% of the front yard. There must be a minimum of 3 trees that meet the requirements of the Arbor Code, canopy trees, on lots that utilize city sewer. Any structure or improvements not previously permitted must be permitted. I'm assuming that's the shed and the carport. In accordance with the Land Development Code, accessory buildings which are not part of or attached to the main building may be built in the rear yard, but shall not cover more than 30% of the rear yard. All detached accessory structures shall be a minimum of 5 feet from any other structure. An updated survey showing all existing improvements needs to be provided, though one was not provided during the application process. Yes, building and zoning. So, what I just, before you guys walked in, I told them that they did apply for that one permit, and it got rejected. I advised that it either all needs to be removed, and I recommended the city give them another 30 days to work on getting variances, getting items removed, or getting everything approved. Or a fine amount of $25 per day for every day not in compliance with the city.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Hey, I want to thank all you guys for improving the city of Ocoee. I've been here for 45 years. And my neighbor,
Sir, before you continue on, we appreciate you being here for the comments, but as part of our rules and order, we have to swear you in, and you have to give us your name if you're going to
Okay.
address any of this.
let's do it.
So,
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you swear and affirm testimony you're about to present should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
All right, please
And your
state
name?
Brian Carroll.
Thank you.
thank you, Mr. Carroll.
Also, real quick, I also told them that I noticed they had shaved part of some of the cement, and I saw it piled up there, but I don't know to what extent.
Okay. Well, I appreciate everything that everyone on this board has done throughout the years. You guys have been game on for the city of Ocoee's done so much better ever since we got past the Mayor Vandegrift era, because he was old school. He wanted to keep it old school, and the neighborhoods have improved quite a bit, and we've done a lot over the times of the last 10 years. But I am a neighbor across the street from Robbie, and I mean, I know what we're saying here is that you guys are pulling permits or something like that, or I don't even know what happened, but he's had his stuff down for years and years and years and years. and there's never been anything said about that. He's got the most fantastic yard, probably in all of Ocoee. And I don't understand when we just made modifications to the fact that you guys wanted him to do certain things to improve or get rid of some of the pavers and all that good stuff. And we've had multiple neighbors go over there, and we're all over there working hard for him. He has a child that is challenged in a lot of ways, and he's older. And EMS, I'm a battalion chief in Osceola County, and there's no way that EMS can get in there and help this boy on grass. So he, as a father, upgraded his property and made it look marvelous. And you could see the pictures because they look marvelous. And helped out his child to be able to be transported without difficulty to the hospital, whatever needs to be done. And then, you guys all know, you guys are all fathers and mothers, and you got kids. There's nothing downgraded about this man's property at all that's going to make Ocoee look bad. You're agreeing. You guys are all agreeing. I live right across the street from the man, and my property looks bad compared to his. He's the man. We all model after what he has done on his property. And for him to want to move out of the neighborhood now after being here for 40-something years is sad. We want him to stay. We don't want nobody to leave Ocoee. We want everybody to stay in Ocoee. We love Ocoee. I'm not going to start dropping names on you guys, but I know a lot of folks here, and I just think that he's getting the bitter end of a deal. And we went and made modifications here 2 weeks ago where my back is still killing me from removing cement and pavers to make everything right. Guys, take a recess, come over there for a day, take a look at this property, and you guys will be blown away by how good it looks. And and I don't understand. Why this happened? Was it a complaint? Was it somebody that's not happy with the advancement of his property over all of our properties?
I would like to answer that again.
Okay, go ahead.
The city's building and zoning staff were down the street, not even 5, 6 houses and 8 houses down, where the people got in trouble for pavers without a permit. During the process of that, they either directed or the building officials saw themselves the same thing towards this end of the street.
Okay.
That's where that came from. And I believe the city's major concern all goes back to impervious surface. In other words, where's all this water going to go if the only lawn is that little piece in the front?
Well, I'm telling you, it's going to go in the drain. It's not a problem.
Right. Yeah.
Huh? No, what I'm trying to say, I'm not necessarily the drain, but I said if you guys want to come take a look at it, come take a look. But don't make a judgment call on the man because he's done improvements to his property and everything else. So
he did the work without a permit, and that is the only.
Well, that's what you're saying.
The only code in violation is that one. And the city has recommended an additional 30 days for the property owner to try and work something out with a variance,
Guys,
remove.
please, just come look. The guy's done upgraded stuff on his property, like.
The craftsmanship is great, but
No,
there's
no, that's fine, but
permit.
and there's nothing.
Mr.
it's
Chair.
Just removed. Just listen to me, guys. I'm not trying to
I
get
have a
excited.
question, excuse me.
This is
But-
the code
Hold on,
enforcement.
Can I finish?
Sure.
Please. We've removed concrete, pavers, and everything else in the back on the sides. We had all the neighbors over there that care about this man. and we've done a lot of work to get it done. And we're ruining everything that he's done in his past to make his family and his house and the presence of Ocoee look a lot better. And now we're busting chops. Excuse my language.
So,
But what I'm trying to say is, can we please?
The city's recommending a 30-day extra period
Of course you are.
for him to coordinate with the building department to see if the corrections they've made so far will help.
that's who you need to come out to see, is the building department, planning and zoning, to see what's going on, to see exactly what you need to do. They will make a ruling on how many days extra you want.
Okay, but listen to me real quick.
They are not going to come out to see the property. It would be
Okay.
building and zoning.
Can we take into effect that he has a child that needs medical attention, and he's what, 20 something? How old is Kev? Okay, 29 years old. Okay. He's had brain surgeries after brain surgeries, and this kid will collapse wherever. And EMS and fire department, because I am part of that. I'm part of that. They come in there, and it makes it easier for them to get their access to get in there to get to him and everything else. He's not doing anything difficult, guys. Come on, seriously.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, except for this is not a variance hearing. Right.
So, Mr. Chair, if I can be
Please.
recognized, what's your last name again? I'm sorry.
Carol, Brian Carroll.
Carol, thank you for coming out and supporting your neighbor. I appreciate that. I think what SAP is trying to help you guys understand is that I think I'm a new member here. This is actually my first meeting. So I think what we do here today has nothing to do whether you're permitted or not. And so whether we, find you in violation or not, it's not going to change, the disagreements that you have with the building department. So I think that's the issue here. So I think it's really important for you all to go and work with the building department. I mean, I'm in favor of maybe even extending it more than 30 days because
But
it's
what
give them
do
some
we
more.
extend? What are we extending?
Your
It's the
ability
compliance
to,
date.
the date of compliance that you have to be to follow these rules that are set out. It's going to give you time to be able to go before the zoning and building department to plead this case. And just like applying for a handicap sticker for a car, it's you get a sticker. It's a variance so that you can park in a spot. If you can plead this case to the zoning and building department, and they allow you a variance, then your problem is solved. We're not here to rule on. All we are here. This is a code enforcement board. We are here just to enforce the codes that are in play.
In other words, is there a violation and what's the penalty?
Okay.
That's what this board's job.
You got beautiful pictures there of what happened before, but all those pavers, everything's been removed.
Well, I did testify that
But-
something's been done, but I don't know the extent of which because he didn't
Oh,
contact me.
go out? Seriously?
Seriously,
You get paid? Why aren't you out there taking pictures?
that's doing a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, well, like what? But what I'm trying to say, why aren't you out there taking pictures of everything we just did? That's it. I'm just saying.
I just testified.
Here again, we are, as the chair, the board has to decide here whether or not to give you, and how much time to give you. And if the zoning and building departments say that you fall within their guidelines, then it's done.
But it's just like
We're
I
not
told
here
you,
to redo the codes for the city of Ocoee. All we're here to do is enforce.
Can I invite all of you guys to come out to his property and take a look? Can I invite everybody?
It's beyond the scope of this board.
Right.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, because we did a lot of work out there, and the only thing we need to do is put down either sod, mulch, or whatever.
And we're saying that is a possibility and it can be done, but we are not the group to do it. What we're going to allow, what if we so agree, we can vote to give you, yes, you've done some work, we don't know the extent. We are
lot.
not the group, we are not the group to look at it. So what the officers, has suggested tonight, yes, some work has been done, let's give the parties some time for zoning and the building department to go out and see. If someone will physically go out and see, that can make a decision based on the work that has been done. And if further work needs to be done, Do we need a variance? Do you need to come before the board that can make that decision as to the work you have done? So what we're saying is, you have started, we want to go see it, and we're willing to give you some more time to get it in compliance or to get it resolved. But we are not the group to come out to see it. We can say, we can give you 30 or 62 days, yes, and therefore you go to you go to planning and zoning and building, and you can work it out with them. We are not arguing. We're not saying nothing you did was right or wrong. We're saying a different group has to go see it and give their determination.
And why hasn't that been done before this meeting right today?
Has
Why
a,
hasn't that-
has a permit been applied for?
And rejected.
Oh, we'll see.
It's been applied
Just
for?
like, I'm sorry, Friday, or February, I told you the exact same thing. This is not a variance board, this is code enforcement board.
I understand.
So, that gave you a whole nother 30 days to coordinate him. He's the responsible person. He's the one who committed a violation. He is the one who needs to contact the variance board, the building department, not me, not this board. He did not do that over that whole 30-day period.
He did.
Well, maybe you did.
And we were here 30 days ago in here, and he dismissed us because we all spent time to come up here, and he
No,
dismissed
you
us.
said you were going to come up here and argue a variance. I said, this is not the place. We gave you an extra 30 days.
Guys, come on, man, really? But I'm just saying, you dismissed us.
beautiful work.
We were all in here. a
Has
couple-
no permit.
May I, please?
That's what I'm saying, but it's just,
Yes.
all right,
And
you
we're
know what?
trying to do that right now.
And if you let the board know how many days more you want, so that you can coordinate with building and zoning.
Is this really that big of a deal?
Yeah, you have to
For
have,
one property in Ocoee? Oh, good.
That's why you get a variance.
But I'm just saying, listen, guys, I love you all to death, but I just think you're pushing at a guy that's busted.
you said you're a
This is-
battalion chief. You understand fire codes. What
I
if
do.
Everybody just ignored fire codes.
No,
You should
okay,
be allowed to ignore fire codes.
listen.
It's the exact same thing.
And have you been out there?
Not in backyard, no.
Why not? What have you been doing?
That's not his responsibility.
But I'm just saying,
May-
so why have you been out? Where's the pictures?
Apparently, you're not familiar with state statutes. The burden of proof in code enforcement is on the property owner. He is supposed to be coordinating with us.
He has the pictures.
May I ask a question?
Go ahead.
If the board is willing to give you more time, how much time is it that you would need? And will you follow the requests of the board to then go to the building and zoning department to try to get your variance? We are not, again, no one here is arguing. We're saying, yes, if you need more time, how much do you need?
Okay.
Will you do?
I understand. What is your name?
Member Schultz?
Okay. What else does he need to do? We've already modified it. And nobody's come out there to approve what
Planning
we've
and
done.
zoning.
Ask. Yes.
So nobody's come out there to like give us the gratis or like, hey, you
No,
got the
nobody
blessings.
does that. Nobody's going to go.
So how do we know how far to go with it? All right, I'm going to turn it over to him. But listen, no worries, man. Thank you guys for listening to me. But I'm just saying I'm his neighbor, and I really appreciate the way that he's done his property. And I wish everybody in the neighborhood could do that because I know we're upgrading in Ocoee to be a higher level. And I don't think the man should be beat down the way we're beating him down. You know, and I've been here forever, and I know, I'm not going to drop names, but I'm saying I know a lot of folks here. I'm just saying I just don't think that it's right that he's getting beat down the way he's getting beat down. I know you guys have a job to do, and everyone has their decisions to make, but I just wish that you guys could actually see what we've done over there to get this done, to make this happen. Guys, this is piddly stuff as long as what we got going on in Ocoee. Piddly. So we have a lot of big stuff, plans in Ocoee to make things happen. This man owns a property, hold on. This man owns a property on Baranover Road that looks amazing. And I'm sure that every other neighbor in there would like to make their property look just as good as his. He's busted his butt. He owns a transmission shop. He's raising kids. He's raising a family, and he works very hard for what he does. That's not cheap for what he did. Pavers put in, stuff like that. It's just, it looks amazing. It looks like something like in Bay Hill, that you would have something in Bay Hill. And now for him to have to break up everything, and for him wanting to move out of town, him wanting to leave the city. We don't want anybody to leave the city, do we? No. We don't want anybody to leave Ocoee. We want people to stay here. Ocoee's a great city, man. And I'm just saying it. We don't want him to leave over pavers and this stuff. So we fixed it as much as we can. So that's all. I'm just asking for a gratis and just to give him a reprieve on whatever he did wrong. He didn't know he did anything wrong. That's it.
So, as you're doing all this, please bear in mind, our municipal ordinance for no permit is 100% governed by the Florida Building Code, which has been adopted into the city's code. So all this stuff has to meet Florida Building Code, just like a fire inspector, just like everything else. So, if you go to a variance hearing and you have to go through hoops and hurdles, they're not free. You have to schedule them, and if you plead a case on a ADA type thing, maybe there's something they can do.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Carroll.
Thank you.
All right. Sir, swear yourself in, please, and your name.
Ravi C. Ram.
Do you swear and affirm testimony you're about to present
Yes, I
shall be the truth, and the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Nothing but the truth.
Thank you.
Thank
Say
you.
the name one more time, Ms. Silver.
Excuse me?
Say your name once more, please.
What do
Your
you want me
name?
to say?
Your
Ravi
name?
C. Ram. Ravindra C. Ram. I came from Brooklyn, New York. I brought my kids to Florida when they were 2 years old and 1 year old. I discovered my son he was epileptic. So what I did, because he was epileptic, he had to be wheelchair bound. And the reason why I paved all my whole yard, so that way he could move around with a wheelchair. If I'm doing something, he's there with me. I got a contractor not being aware of the rules. I hire a contractor to pave my yard, spend the money. He said, I asked him if I need a permit. He's, no, if it's not a permit structure, you don't need that. I don't know if he's trying to get the money or get the job done or whatever it is. Eventually, I got it done. I've been living there for the last 27 years. 27 years. And I built a structure where it's comfortable for my kids and myself, as you can see. We have ample parking, and we have ambulance could come in and pick him. My son had 4 brain surgery, I'm gonna tell you. 4 brain surgery for epilepsy. They messed up. They were supposed to take off one piece out of his brain, and they took off the wrong part. So he has a very, I'm just bringing this to your attention because this is the reason of my actions. You understand? For having those pavers in the concrete area. They took out the wrong piece. So what happens now, one part of it goes limp, right? Okay, I've been dealing with that since he was 2 years old. He's 29 years old now. While trying to fight for disability for him for 9 years, couldn't get that. Everything was coming out of my pocket, right? Eventually, he got his disability. He has his disability for 7 years now. You know what they did last 4 months ago? They took his disability away. My son go to a daycare. It's cost $1,300 a month. His disability was $676 a month, right? Where do expense come from? Where do all this money come from? While I'm trying to deal with everything else in life, I have 2 other kids. These are things to consider. I work an hour away. I have to pay for gas, I have to pay for toll, and I have to pay for his daycare. It's $1,300. You only get $600 disability. Those things guys gotta put in factor. You understand? The reason why I did what I did. Now, all that money that I spent doing what I do, now I have to undo that, right? I have Giovanni, my contractor, this is my other neighbor. Help me, Brian helped me, everybody helped me undo what I had to do. If you guys come by, you'll see I have pictures to show you to correct the situation. I'm working on it. Financially, I cannot do as much as you guys want me to do. Why? I got to pay for my son daycare. I got to pay for his food. I got to pay for this. I'm not only prying on just that particular situation, but everybody have things in their life, expense in their life that they have to deal with. You talking about finding me $25 a day for what? I wouldn't be able to afford it. You might as well just take my house. Can I comply with what you guys want right now? I don't have the finance and I don't have the more work power. I can't do it. So, I mean, whatever you guys decide that you wanted to do, just let me do and I'll work on it like I have been. I want to correct the problem. I want to make it right. So everybody happy and I can sleep at night. This thing has been a burden for me, this situation. It's been a great burden for me. Imagine something that I created that I have to uncreate, that I have to undo. Something that I wake up in the morning and I walk outside and I come home in the afternoon from work, something that I'm happy to look at. My home, that's my home. I look forward to come home and see what I created and see my kids hanging around and do what they're doing. It's something that I created. It's a little oasis. It's my temple. It's my temple for me and my kids. It's my home. You guys have home. How do you guys like your home? You like the grass cut, everything nice and tidy, right? That's me. I could go buy I can't afford a big house, live in a home association and pay home association. You know what I did? I stay in Ocoee. I built my own castle. And I'm not planning to move. I don't want to move. Why would I move? It's a beautiful place. Everything is convenient for me. The highways, the schools, my kids love the school. You know, they love the basketball courts. They love everything about the neighborhood. Why I want to be forced into this? It's just making me sick. It's making me sick that I have to do this. Undo what I did. It's a beautiful place. If you come by, I got rid of the carport. I moved the shed where the carport was. I took out 8 feet in the back. I did 2 feet all the way along the 2 sides. I did all of that.
Well, if you did all that, it sounds to me that in the next 30 days, if we get the building department out there,
Yes, whatever you guys want me to do. You want me to tear out the whole front yard, backyard, I'll do it.
now, you still might have to get a permit for where you moved the shed to, where the carport was.
No, I got rid of the carport.
Okay.
The shed is right there. It's a little
So,
shed. It's a little
in the
rinky-dinky
next-
shed.
In the next
Dude.
30 days, you've got to coordinate with the building department so we can go back there.
You come tomorrow.
I
Or
might
whenever,
be able
I'm
to
gonna
do
talk to the building department.
That's what you need
I'll
to do.
have them come over there
Yes.
and inspect what I've done.
Correct.
And whatever they need to get changed, I'll change it.
Yes,
That's ultimately what we're looking for.
yes.
That's what we
Okay.
want.
exactly why.
So if you can go
That's what
through,
I'm here
if you
for.
can go through that process with the building
I'm gonna go
department,
through the process. I don't
that'll be
care.
wonderful.
I'm gonna go through the process.
all right.
I'm gonna do what it takes to get the job done.
Mr. Serum, we hear the passion in your voice, and we do appreciate you being here. Not a lot of citizens do come out, and it sounds like it's amazing. You have amazing neighbors that are here to stick up for you and help you. So we as the board, we can empathize with your situation.
And I
But
need you guys' help.
but if you
I
can,
need you guys' help.
if you can take the officer's recommendation and get a hold of the building department, they will walk you through everything that they need for you to come into compliance.
Thank you.
Okay?
I'm not knowledgeable about these stuff, the building.
I understand. Sometimes things can be a
I
little
need
tricky.
help from people. If
Yeah, just in the future, maybe going to the building department ahead of time might be the better option.
Hey,
I understand. Okay. All right.
Do we have a number? Can we give him the number today? Can we provide him the information?
and
Okay.
I'm glad, I'm happy that I'm here to express myself.
Thank you, sir.
And meet you guys too at the same time.
Thank you so much.
You know?
Mr.
We all live here in Ocoee too, so we're in your extended neighbors, so.
To come by and check me out every once in a while.
All right.
you know? I'll make some jerk chicken or something.
Appreciate that.
So,
All right.
Mr. Siram, is 30 days okay? Is 62 for compliance? Okay.
Ask for 90.
I need more time than that.
So-
I ain't got the money.
Okay.
Thank you.
Take care, sir. So 9th,
Yes. And we're,
today's?
whatever the board comes up with, we definitely are going to have to see progress, though.
Okay.
This is the first one, right? Hold on a second, we're going to make motions and all that kind of stuff here, so, all right, apparently we've heard enough
Can I
discussion at
ask a
this point.
question?
Oh, no,
How
no.
often does planning and, yeah, me too.
Where the planning department
For what?
Sorry.
Doug might need to answer this one.
And the building.
What?
belong to staff.
How long,
Member
how long
Sullivan.
would staff typically need? Let's say he calls them Wednesday, Thursday. Like, is this a
So,
30-day process?
When you're submitting permits and getting reviews, it can take sometimes a long time. The city has no objection if you, for 90 days. No, we've done that routinely prior to you being on the board.
Make the motion.
Mr. Chairman, if it is necessary for him to secure a variance, then he'll have to have a public hearing invariably, and you're not going to get it done in 30 days. I would suggest that the 90
The 90.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
So, what is it? Okay. Yes, Member Smalden.
I move that in case number 2023-02819, would we say compliance date or review date? Compliance date? The compliance date be extended to Sunday, June 23rd, 2024, which would be the full 90 days from today.
All right, and?
That's it, it's extended.
Fine.
I think we need to bring it back for review and not issue any, and not look at fines right now. Maybe I need to change that. Actually, can I amend that? I'd like to continue the case. So I move that case number 2023-02819 be continued to June, or actually, when's our next meeting after June?
June 25th.
To June 25th, 2024, to the code board meeting.
Second?
All right, we have a motion on the board by Member Smalden to move case number 2023, and seconded by Member Fernandez?
Yes.
All right. In case number 2023-02819, that the compliance date be set by the board be extended to June 25th, 2024,
Not compliance, to be continued
to be continued
for an update.
to June 25th, 2024. All those in favor? Say yes. All those opposed, no? All right, the motion passed unanimous.
Thank you.
You're welcome, good luck with that.
Hey, if you guys have any free time, I got work to do.
Thank you.
All right, the next case before us, case number 2024-00129. Officer Loeffler.
Welcome, have a good evening.
Case number 2024-00129 is 1911 Lady Avenue, involves a dead, decaying, diseased tree. On January 9th, 2024, the city received the following complaint. And this is a quote, "There is a dead tree in my neighbor's yard that is leaning onto our property. My neighbor informed me that he has talked to the landlord and the landlord has refused to do anything about it. The tree is posing a danger to our safety and to our property. We please ask the city do something." Clearly visible from the street and on the same date, this officer observed an individual at the property exiting a car and provided verbal information regarding the dangerous tree. After no indication of compliance or an attempt, on January 25th, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent out certified service to the owners, Lazio Barath and Melissa Paris, as identified by official records, for violation of Ordinance 115-3, declaration of a nuisance and menace, which, among other things, specifically prohibits dead, diseased, decaying, and unsafe trees or any limb or other portion thereof. The owners were provided a very reasonable compliance time frame of 30 days until February 25th, 2024. On February 26th, the violation was observed non-compliant. On March 14th, a notice to this hearing was posted and sent out certified service by the clerk. As of this date, the violation remains non-compliant. The city's recommending a 30-day compliance time frame and a fine amount of $25 per day for non-compliance with any orders the board issues.
Question.
Any question, any discussion?
Mr. Leffler, how dangerous is this tree to the neighbor?
Well, it is definitely dead,
And is it leaning towards his house?
and it's leaning towards their house.
I think $25 isn't enough.
That's the board's pleasure to do what they do.
Yeah. Especially with hurricane season coming up.
Anybody would like to entertain a motion?
No contact from the person, no, nothing?
No, other than that day in the driveway and what the complainant has.
It's 30 days.
April 25th?
Anybody like to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Mr. Lewis?
I move that in case number 2024-00129, that a respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of February 25th, 2024, and be given until April 25th, 2024 to come into compliance, will be fined $25 per day per violation as found, until he comes into compliance.
A second?
Okay. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Lewis, seconded by Member Schultz. In the case number 2024-00129, the respondent be found in violation as of February 25th, 2024, and be given until April 25th, 2024, to come into compliance or be fined $25 a day for the violation for as long as it remains in effect. All those in favor, press yes. All those opposed, say no. Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, the next case before us, case number 2024-00280, Officer Loeffler.
Case number 00280 involves 1107 Sabrina Drive. On January 30th, 2024, this officer did observe areas of tall weeds and grass throughout the property and a broken, dilapidated, leaning over mailbox with tall weeds and grass surrounding it. These conditions are creating a blighted effect on the overall neighborhood. On January 31st, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent out certified service to the owners, REM, Nia Sahara Russell, and Ruth F. Chapman Life Estate at the same address for violation of ordinances 115-3B regarding the areas of tall weeds and grass and 10823Q regarding other property accessory structures shall be maintained and kept in good repair and sound structural condition. The mailbox being an accessory structure of the property. The owner of record was given until February 11, 2024 to mow and cut areas of tall weeds and grass and repair the falling over dilapidated mailbox. On February 19th, reinspection revealed non-compliance. On March 14th, a notice to this hearing date was posted at the location and sent out certified service by the clerk. As of this date, the property remains non-compliant. The city is recommending a 15-day compliance time frame and a fine amount of $15 per day per violation for every day not in compliance with any orders the board may issue. And I have had no contact with the people. They do come and go because the cars change. They do not answer the door.
Thank you. Any discussion? Anybody like to make a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Member Lewis?
I move that in case number 2024-00280, that the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of February 16th, 2024, and be given until April 10th, 2024 to come into compliance, will be fined $15 per day per violation until found in compliance.
Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Lewis, seconded by Member Brennan, that case number 2024-00280, the respondent be found in violation as of February 16th, 2024, and be given until April 10th, 2024 to come into compliance or be fined $15 a day per violation until found in compliance. Any further discussion? All those in favor press yes. All those in deny say no. Motion carries 100% unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, the next case before us, case number 2024-00308, Officer Loeffler.
Case number 00308, 806 Ursula Street. On January 24, 2024, this officer did observe two inoperable vehicles and no address numbers displayed at 806 Ursula. One of the vehicles was raised on jack stands with no wheels on one side, while the other has flat tires and an expired license tag. On February 5th, a violation notice was posted and sent out certified service to the property owners, Beta Torres and Pablo Valesquez, not Cruz, as identified by official records for violation of ordinances 165-3A regarding inoperable vehicles and 54-3 regarding building number display required. The notice provided until February 19th, 2004 to comply with the codes as cited, and that is repair the vehicles and make them compliant with the code or remove them from the property, and affix address numbers to the building or the mailbox to the specification as dictated in the code. On February 20th, the property was found non-compliant. On March 14th, 2024, a notice to this hearing was posted and sent certified service by the clerk. As of this day, the property remains non-compliant. Although I did see a new tire laying next to the vehicle
That's
today.
progress.
The city's recommending a 15-day compliance timeframe and a fine amount of $15 per day per violation for every day not in compliance with any orders issued.
Any questions for the officer?
Both vehicles unregistered or untagged?
Actually, the one missing its wheels up on jack stands precariously has a valid license tag.
Okay.
The other one has an expired tag. But both are deemed inoperable, meet the criteria for the code without having wheels and stuff. And I didn't notice it, but there's a brake rotor laying over there.
There's a what?
A brake rotor.
Yeah, right next to it. Cooler.
All right, board, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Member Lewis.
Mr. Chair, in case number 2024-00308, I move that the respondent be found in violation as cited as of February 19, 2024, and be given until April 10th, 2024 to come into compliance or be fined $15 per day per violation until found in compliance.
Second?
All right, we have a motion on the floor made by Member Lewis, seconded by Member Schultz. In case number 2024-00308, that the respondent be found in violation as of February 19th, 2024, and given until April 10th, 2024, to come into compliance or be fined $15 a day per violation until in compliance. Any further discussion? No? Let's take a vote. Yes or no? Motion passes unanimous.
Thank you.
All right. All right, our last case, 2024-00554, Officer Loeffler.
Case number 00554. This involves entire window exterior replacement without permits. On February 19th, this officer did observe a window work crew replacing all the exterior windows at the location. No visible permit was posted, so a check of the permitting system was made and no permit was applied for or issued. The job was near completion as this officer informed the crew to stop work and obtain the required permit themselves or have the property owner obtain one. The crew called somebody who they stated was their manager. I have no idea. And I spoke to this person as well, and I conveyed the same information. He assured me that the permit runner just made a mistake. He was going to get the permit. On February 20th, no permit had been applied for. And while researching the location, I discovered that there's a business operating out of the home without a city business tax receipt license. It's called JDV Drywall LLC. I believe that's probably who put the windows in, but I don't know that. On the same date, February 20th, a violation notice was posted at the location and sent certified by the clerk to the owner, Maribel Salcido, as identified by official records for violation of ordinances 5113 regarding permit required for the new windows and 119-2 engaging in business without the city business licensing tax. The property owner was given until February 28th, 2024 to license the business as a home occupation and obtain a permit for all the replacement windows. And if the board is not familiar, the city issues those all the time. They're not very expensive. They do have rules about what you can do at the property, but if it's a home office without vehicles and trucks, it's okay. The property owner was given until February 28th, 2024. Oh, we already did that. On February 28th, no permit was applied for or obtained, and state records still showed the business rendering violations as non-compliant. They had not applied for the city business license tax receipt, and they didn't get a permit or even apply for one. On March 14th, a notice to this hearing was posted and sent certified by the clerk, As of this date, both violations remain non-compliant. The city's recommending a 30-day compliance time frame because it does involve a permit, and a fine of $15 a day per violation for every day not in compliance with the issued orders.
Anybody have any questions for the officer?
Did you notice any storage of materials? Is
No,
drywall company, ladders,
nope.
scaffolding,
It was all window work.
just the office?
Yep. And it, two large trailers like you can see in this one picture and some pickup trucks that were out in the street. That was the fastest window job I've ever seen. But no one saw how they were mounted in there, like a building inspector, so permit required.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion.
Yes, Member Lewis.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that in case 2024-00554, that the respondent be found in violation of the code as cited as of February 28, 2024, and be given until April 25th, 2024 to come into compliance or be fined $15 per day per violation until found in compliance.
Second, anybody?
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Member Brennan. All right, we have a motion on the floor by Member Lewis, seconded by Member Brennan, in that case number 2024-00554, that the respondent be found in violation as of February 28th, 2024, and given until April 25th, 2024, to come into compliance or be fined $15 per day for each violation until being in compliance. Any discussion? No? Let's take a vote. All those in favor, yes. All those opposed, no. Motion carries unanimous.
Thank you.
All right, that takes care of those before us. We're on to case resolutions. All right, case number 2023-02635. Officer Loeffler.
I'm happy to report that is in full compliance.
Excellent, thank you.
The HOA cut down the big dead tree.
Yay. Okay, that takes care of that one. Next, case number 2023-02915. Officer Loeffler.
Unfortunately, we are in non-compliance. We're requesting order imposing fine and lien.
So this is motion to impose a fine, right?
I'm sorry, what was that?
This would be the motion to impose a fine, case resolution? All right, I'd like to make a motion. I'll try.
Yes, Member Schultz.
I move that in case 2023-02915, the board imposes a fine of $25 a day after December 9th, 2023, as previously said by this board.
The board previously gave them until February 7th.
I'm sorry, February, I'll
Eighth.
redo that. I move that in case 2023-02915, the board imposes a fine of $25 a day as of February 8th, 2024, as previously said by this board.
I'll second that.
All right. We have a motion on the floor made by Member Schultz, seconded by Member Lewis. In case number 2023-02915, the fines be imposed as of February 28th, 2024, as previously set by this board. All those in favor, select yes. All those opposed, no.
Did you say February 28th?
Double check that you pressed it, please.
February 7th, isn't it?
I'm sorry, what did I?
Isn't it?
February
You
8th.
said February 28th.
Oh, I did. Let me redo that. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor made by Member Schultz, seconded by Member Lewis, in case number 2023-02915, that the fines be imposed as of February 8th, 2024, $25 per day, as previously set by this board. All those in favor? Yes? Those opposed? No? Motion carries unanimous. All right. Next case, 2023-03483. Officer Loeffler.
Full compliance, no further action.
Excellent. All right. Next case, 2023-03656. Officer Loeffler.
Full compliance, no further action needed.
Excellent. All right, that takes care of case resolution. All right, let's move on to board comments. Member Bremen?
No comments?
No comments? Member Schultz?
Can I have, just a question? If the homeowner had, where he had, just regular sidewalk before, if he replaced it with pavers in the same location, would that have caused an issue, or is it because?
I couldn't hear.
No,
Oh.
I think the building department was citing something familiar down the street and saw that basically his entire front yard was paved. And so they said, please cite them.
Lisa, right, if it was just that he had concrete sidewalk and he did pavers, wouldn't have been an issue, same, would have had to get a permit, yes,
Yes, even if you replace your existing driveway with pavers, you still need a permit.
right, it's just that it was the entire
Correct.
thing, okay.
Just to make a comment on that, if you lay down mulch, you still need a permit, even though it's permeable to water. So, there you go.
I'm about to put mulch down, so thank you.
Well, there you go.
Can't have me out of compliance.
He's talking about a lot of mulch.
In that, in
Member
that case
Fernandez.
there, in that case there,
All right.
isn't the person who filed the complaint, aren't they recorded somewheres?
On which case?
Any case.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, every case.
But
yes.
some of it is
So-
officer initiated.
And the one with the front yard was the building department.
So the building department is on file for having filed the complaint?
Yes,
Okay.
they were actually doing the exact same issue down the street, 2 houses, both of which got their permits, and one of them had to modify and cut some out.
Member Lewis?
I'd like to welcome Member John Fernandez to the board and to thank him for joining the board and helping the citizens of Ocoee, citizens and residents of Ocoee.
Member Smolin?
Nothing tonight, thank you.
Understood. Mr. Maris?
No comments from me.
Officer Loeffler?
No comments?
Mr. Gaines?
Welcome, new member Fernandez, and just to let you know, not all the meetings are like this.
Yeah, this one was kind of boring compared to normal.
All right. I'd like to welcome you as well. Thank you for joining the board. And like Mr. Gaines said, sometime there are boarding meetings like this one, so but it sounds like you have a little bit of experience on being a board, so we welcome you. Appreciate
Member
it.
Bander, I will have an announcement when you're done.
I'm sorry?
I will have an announcement when you're done.
Okay. And Mr. Fowler, anything, Counselor? Nothing?
You've done well.
Oh, well, we all do this together. I'm a good board. All right, I think we're good till our next meeting. You want to say something?
Right, I did want to let the rest of the board know that Member Mann is having a series of surgeries. He had asked the chairman for a leave of absence. Basically, he pre-approved his absence for the next couple of meetings. So Member Mann will not be here at this meeting, and I believe it's the next 2 off the top of my head. Definitely the next one. So he will not be with us for a little bit.
I think we were going to see him in July, I think is when it was, June or July.
That was also kind of the best case scenario
Yeah.
for his recovery. He said he would keep us informed when he's closer to that date and how he's doing as far as recovery. But that's why he's not going to be present for the next couple of meetings, and it was approved.
Okay. All right. All right, that brings our meeting to a close. Thank you.